Hey everybody, this is Brett Ingram, and this is the optYOUmize podcast, the show that helps entrepreneurs build their dream business and dream life. Today we're talking with Marilyn Jenkins, CEO of MJ Media Group, and she's going to share with us some amazing tips about how to get more leads and clients and how to grow our business using Google. I know that we could all use more leads and sales, so I'm super excited, and I hope you are too. So with that, welcome Marilyn, and thanks a lot for joining us.
Thank you so much. I love your podcast. I'm excited to be here.
Awesome. So we're going to get into how to do all this, because that's what everybody wants to know, in a minute. But first, I'm interested to know, how did you get interested in using Google to grow your business in the first place? Like, what led you to that?
Well, my company does, it's MJ Media Group and Law Marketing Zone. We do a full service digital marketing for law firms and home services, basically local businesses. And with Google My Business and then it becoming the Google Business Profile, it's just such a huge piece of the pie that a lot of people aren't really familiar with. So it's a free service. So basically I've kind of made it my mission I wrote a book and get out and tell people about it. And it's just something that makes such a massive difference in your local market, showing up on the map pack, that many people are not aware of. And so it's, my clients wanting more information, doing SEO services, and that being the missing piece has been the important part.
Excellent. Yeah, I've seen when I've looked for handyman or contractor or lawn service or whatever, I know when I do a search on Google and I type in like near me or something like that, it will pop up with a bunch of things. Are those people that are using sort of the Google My Business profiles then?
Yeah, so Google basically imported, if you think in the olden days, the yellow pages, they created all of these in the beginning. And then what you have to do is go in and claim it, verify it, and then optimize it, right? So a lot of people still think of it like Google My Business, and it's just a place to store reviews, but they don't do anything. So yeah, okay. It's very possible that someone, the people that showed up on your search, that's their Google Business Profile, but maybe they never put anything else in it. It's just their name, address, phone number, and maybe some reviews, but there's so much more to it. And that's how you can stand out from the rest and get better rankings from Google.
Well, and obviously if you didn't fill it out, then you're missing out on that because you wouldn't even appear there. So,
that's true. If your other competition is doing that, you won't rank in the top 3. And if you're not in the top 3, my question is, how many times do you scroll to page 2?
Not often.
No.
So how do you think entrepreneurs and business owners can use their online presence? I mean, are you thinking, is Google the primary driver here? If they want to get it more traffic and they want to get more leads, generate more leads for their business or get more traffic to their website, is Google the number one way to do that? Or are there other platforms they should be using too? Or
Well, I would say Google is the number one, because you think about it has the largest market share, okay? They also own YouTube. So your Google Business Profile needs to go hand in hand with your website. And if you get your SEO right, or even leaning in the right direction, Yahoo and Bing will find you as well. So you just do the right things and feed it to Google, and everybody else is going to pick up on it. You've got all your keywords and everything on your website. You do that the way you're supposed to do. But your Google Business Profile is, in a way, it's like its own little website. It's not called a website, it's your profile. But it's super, super simple, the management portal, to fill out the information, to give Google all the information you want, and then engage in it. Like weekly, go up and change something, update something, add something. It's very much, if you think about the algorithms on social media give you credit for engagement. So if Google sees there's, say, 5 plumbers in your local area, and 2 of them are in there every week updating something, replying to reviews, made sure all the information's in there, and the other 3 didn't, those 2 are always going to show up in the top 3. It's just the way it works. Google wants people that are super interested in the user experience because they're interested in the user experience. If you give their visitors a good user experience, you will get credit for that. That's what their purpose is a good user experience.
That makes total sense. And so I guess as a business owner, I should view that as my online yellow pages.
Yes.
If I were to fill this thing out, I mean, I remember in the old days, I'm old enough to know, scrolling through the yellow pages to find stuff, and there was always companies named AAA something or other. And I figured that was probably because they'd be listed right at the very top,
Right.
because they were all A's. Now with the online world, of course, we don't have to necessarily alphabetize things, but at the same time, we want to be listed near the top because we're going to get more traction that way.
Exactly.
That makes total sense.
And near the top means good reviews, good engagement, and appropriately completing the Google Business Profile. One of the drawbacks that some home services companies have done in the past is where you put your name, they put, say, Marilyn's Plumbing, My City, Drain Cleaning. So you've put all these keywords in your name, and Google won't give you preference for that because they're looking for the name to be the actual name of the company. Now, if you want to have a keyword in your company name, go by the DBA, right?
Right.
And that becomes your official business name. But otherwise, you'll get less weight in the search if they call spamming your company name. So you want to have your real company name, you want to have your real address and real phone number. And those things need to be consistent everywhere, whether it's your Facebook page, your website, any local services or local directories, those kinds of things. Keep it consistent, and you get extra weight for more. They're called citations. So if you've got more of those out there listing coming back to your website, Google looks at that and sees that you are relevant, and you have more citations. You're working to be relevant, and you get more weight for that.
So they're smart enough to know if you're trying to game the system with one number here, number there, and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly.
They've probably figured all that stuff out by now for sure. So, so what about if I had a business that isn't necessarily focused on a local market? Is this still useful for me? Would I still want to be able to go in and fill that out? Like, it doesn't necessarily mean I wouldn't work in the local market, but if I don't have like a service or a shop or a business that's in one local community, is there still an application for me to be able to use it in that context?
You could just to have your information out there, right? It's not like having a local search is going to help you get business. Things like, like nationwide companies, unless you have an office that people in the local area are going to come into that office because they want to do business locally, it's not really that imperative. But for a local business, whether it's a bakery, a pizzeria, a law firm, a plumber, HVAC, any of that, it's integral. Google's going to send you traffic because you've done the right things on your Google Business Profile and send you traffic to your website. It will make the difference. I've seen clients that increase their calls up 42% in the first 60 days after just maximizing their Google Business Profile. I mean, it brings
and
calls
I imagine that
and
didn't
leads.
take that, and it probably didn't take that long to do it.
No. I mean, in local businesses,
So-
just keeping your hours up to date, especially during holiday times, will either increase or stop the walk-in traffic of your business. How many times you are thinking about, well, I need to go over blah, 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 let's see if they're open. You check your phone. If they're not open, you don't go. So like
All the time.
the pet food store, they realize they're getting absolutely no traffic on a Tuesday, and they're like, what's the problem? In 2 weeks, they had nothing on Tuesday. Their assistant looked up their Google Business Profile, and for some reason, their hours are showing they were closed on Tuesday. So they updated that. Within 2 weeks, sales were back to normal on Tuesday. It's just that important.
It's funny you mentioned that because actually I was planning to make a grooming appointment for my dog, and yesterday it's exactly what I did. I typed in, because I wanted to see what their hours were, it was like 4:06 and they closed at 4. So I'm like, oh, I guess I got to wait till tomorrow. Now in that particular case, I was going to that one business, but I know what you're saying in terms of if you were trying to decide or looking for someone who's still open and they show up as closed, they're going to lose that business. 'Cause you're
True.
gonna
I
go
mean,
elsewhere.
especially around holiday time, right? If you're in an area and there's an extended holiday period or whatever, when you go into when you go to Google and you have a Google Business Profile, sometimes it will pop up and say, Memorial Day is coming up. Are your hours affected? Let's update your hours. So they're going to give you a little, reminder. And then they also are doing recently where it'll see when you go to search for, say, that groomer, it'll say last updated, and you'll see. And
Oh,
it tells you, okay, they're engaged. This is
Yep.
this is good information. It's recently updated.
Exactly. Yeah, that's good. Because I have actually seen a situation before too, where the hours that were listed weren't right in the other way, where the place said that it was open, and I went over there. I think it was a bakery or something. I went over there and they were closed, and it kind of annoyed me a little bit because I was like, if you had just updated that, then I would have known and I wouldn't have wasted my time.
Right.
So,
And
yeah,
it takes you 5 minutes to change your hours, right? I mean,
Yeah.
that's one of the things I suggest my clients spend 10 minutes a week. Find something to update 10 minutes a week. Whether it's adding a service, adding a product, adding a photo, add a video, reply to a review. Simple little things to show Google that you are interested and you are engaged.
Yeah. Well, and I wonder how many businesses underestimate. They might just think that the traffic is coming because they have a physical location. People drive by, see it, and stop in. When in fact, those people might have actually searched online, found them first, and that's the reason they came there.
Exactly.
So probably underestimating it in that way as well.
Yeah, and Google has put in your management portal, there is an Insights tab. So you want to see the power of your Google Business Profile? Get in there, set it up, wait a week, check your insights. You'll see how many people clicked on directions, how many people clicked to call, how many people went to your website, and how many searches you showed up in.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So, so what kind of results do you think are possible? Like, I know you mentioned one statistic. Are there any other like numerical statistics, or if somebody was really a numbers person, was like, well, if I was going to do this for my business, is it really going to benefit me? What's your experience with that?
Well, first off, let me say that this tool is free. So there's your ROI. Okay. What's your 10
Can't
minutes?
get cheaper than free.
I know. And what's your 10 minutes a week worth to tell Google more about your business for them to send you traffic, right? And it really depends location to location. How much competition do you have? Are they also involved? What you want to always assume is I'm better than the other guy and show the world. Google has this thing that is the one-click, the zero-click search, okay? And that means if I ask a question, they want to give me that answer without me having to go anywhere. So have you ever asked, how do I don't know, drill a hole and hang a picture, right? If there's a YouTube video that answers that question, they will not only give you the video, they will timestamp it and you hit play and that's where your answer is. That's how smart they are. So now assume I'm asking a question that's part of your Q&A that your business someone always asks, and so you've got the answer and I'm within a mile or two of your place. If I ask that question, your answer potentially will come up. So who's going to get the first click? You will. So it makes a difference can you put a dollar value on a free product that can send you traffic of people ready to buy because you provide the information they needed to buy?
Yeah, I think even if people aren't technical themselves or not into technology, they still have to understand and recognize the fact that that's the world we live in.
That's true.
If that's where the stuff is coming from. I had a brick and mortar business decades ago where we built custom PCs, and I remember I would get phone calls from the Yellow Pages rep, and they wanted me to buy larger ads in the Yellow Pages, and you had to pay for that.
Yeah,
If
and
you
it
wanted
wasn't
more than
cheap
just
either.
your name,
Yeah,
no, it was like $100 just to have it bolded.
Right.
But then if you wanted like anything bigger or whatever, like you paid up for all that. So the fact that you could do it for free, I think maybe some people underestimate the value of it because there isn't a big price tag attached to it.
Right.
But, so what would you say is the biggest mistake you see people make that try to do this themselves? Have you seen when you've had to go in to fix people or help people's profiles be set up the right way? Is there a common mistake that you see?
there's a
Or is
few.
it just that they don't update it?
There's a
Okay.
few common mistakes, and not updating is one of them, but the most important one is having a keyword or city in your business name. So we talked about that earlier. Your company
Yep.
name needs to be your official legal company name, okay?
Okay.
The second mistake is not choosing the right categories. Years ago, you had a choice of 3. They're predetermined. You just pick and choose, right? I believe it's up to 10 now. So,
Okay.
like assume that you're like a pet food store. then you can choose pet food store as your first one, and then go least priority, get as many categories as it works. If you're a divorce attorney or a family law attorney, maybe you want to say divorce attorney first, whatever. Pick your categories in order. The fact that some people only pick one is a mistake. You want Google to see all the categories that you can qualify in a search, right? And then, of course, not updating. Take advantage. There's photos, there's videos, there's all of this that you can add to it. People can look at your Google Business Profile and learn who you are, how you speak, how you work with clients, and even just like, I don't care if you're a plumber or a baker or a pizzeria, record with your phone a 30-second intro video. This is me, this is what we do, come visit us, and make that part of your Google Business Profile.
Makes total sense. And video, as we all know, is obviously exploding on the internet, and it drives a ton of traffic, so that makes sense. Now, I know for businesses, particularly for local businesses, reviews are really important, because I know for myself, when I'm looking for an electrician, I'm looking for a plumber, I'm looking for somebody to be able to do something for me, one of the things I always check is the reviews, just to see, I don't get too crazy about it, but I want to make sure that people aren't complaining about their business practices or whatever, and to see if they're good. So how do you connect reviews with this? Like, you're able to generate more reviews by doing this, or
yes,
how does that typically work?
You want to, pardon me a second.
No worries.
Whew, scratching my throat. What you want to do is you want to make it part of your everyday process, that when you're finished doing business with someone, you ask for a review. Now, on top of that, you want to reply to every review. Because you're going to check the reviews. If they're 4.7 to 5, I'm fine with that. If they're closer to 4 or less, I'm not, but I'm still going to read your reviews. If you've got a bad review, but you professionally replied to it, that has way more weight in my mind than if you had a bad review and you didn't.
It's a really good point. Yep. I actually look at that too. The irony is, even when I'm on Amazon and I'm searching for a product, what I'll do is, if the reviews are really high, I look for the low ones, because I want to see what they said, and I want to see if there's a response, because I feel like, I know the auto body guy that I go to for all of our car work, one of the things that he's been very good about is all the Yelp stuff that he gets and all that. He always went in and responded to it all. So even when customers complained, you could at least see his side of the story. And, if you're a rational person, that helps.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
And that helps with the engagement. That just shows Google and anyone visiting that you're engaged.
Yes. Yeah. And that's, obviously all of those kinds of things. I know that from just my own limited experience in SEO, that it's not about setting things up and just leaving it and forgetting about it. You have to constantly adapt and evolve and constantly be doing new work with it, because all that recency stuff carries a lot of weight, and they want to see the updates and sort of the evolution and the dynamism with it. So
exactly.
Yeah, that makes sense. And it doesn't have to be a lot of time. It just has to be consistent. It's not unlike, as you mentioned, social media. It's not about creating the one piece of great content and then hoping it's going to go nuts for you. It's the fact that you want to continually create stuff. And over time, obviously everybody will see that, oh, this is an active channel. I want to pay attention to this.
Exactly.
If you post one thing every once in a while, they don't even know if you're still in business.
Yeah.
So yeah, that makes total sense.
Well, and the thing is if you would do a video and put it on Facebook, right? Why wouldn't you put that video where people are searching for you?
Right.
Right.
Well, I don't know if people know that they could do that. Yeah.
If you haven't explored your Google Business Profile, that's very possible that you might not know. But you can do photos and videos, put your logo up, put a picture of the front of your store.
So they automatically create one for all the businesses, and then you just need to go in there, claim it, and fill it out.
And
do all that
verify
other
it.
stuff.
Yeah, you have to verify it.
Yep.
So the first step is to go to Google and type in the name of your company. And if you
Okay.
see it pop up, say claim this listing, because here's the other thing, if you don't claim your listing, someone else can. They can change
Wow.
that phone number and make it theirs. So, you know, it might
That's
not it
sneaky.
might not work for a long time, but it could work enough to damage your business. So it's worth doing
Yeah.
that and getting in there, and you know, you could verify it in several different ways. So Google will tell you how they want it verified. And once you get it verified, you've got the little verified mark on it, just start filling it out. And if you don't have time, take 15 minutes, do something today, take 15 minutes till you get it finished, do a little bit every day, and then once a week, do something. You can even do blog posts on your Google Business Profile. So,
Really?
yeah, I mean, if you sell
Okay.
products and services, there's products and services. That's an opportunity for a photo or a video for each service or product, and description with keywords in it. So that's why I'm saying it has the potential of feeling like a website, because you can continually add new information about your company. And Google
Yeah.
will reward
No.
you for that.
That makes total sense. So how, I know also you do some stuff with paid ads, right? Google
Right.
ads and such. So how does that connect? First of all, I guess it's important, I take it, to have the Google Business Profile set up first.
Mm-hmm.
And then do you build the ads off of that? Or how do the ads typically work in terms of driving extra, traffic or leads for businesses?
So if you have a Google Business Profile and you're running Google PPC ads, you can connect them. So up until just a few months ago, there was never any ads in the Google Maps, right? And in select locations right now, it's always been 3-pack. It was free, and it was whoever was most engaged got in there. Years ago, it was who had the most reviews. There's so many more things in the algorithm now. But if you're running
Okay.
paid ads on Google, you connect your Google Business Profile, you have the opportunity for your Google Business Profile, your maps, to show up as a paid ad. You'll be the first, and then the 3 organic will be underneath it, okay? So those go hand in hand. And those, you don't pay extra to have the Google Business Profile show up. Then you can take that tracking data and retarget on Facebook and Instagram.
Nice. So you do go cross-platform
Yeah.
with it. You start at Google, where the search comes in anyway, and where you're likely to have your profile set up, and then you're able to retarget on the other platforms to drive more traffic back that way.
Exactly.
That's really interesting. That's a cool strategy.
Yeah.
And I can imagine having the business profile show up in a way that it appears organic, even though it's paid or boosted or whatever.
Yep.
Is also helpful because it probably looks less like an ad. People know an ad if they see it, but if it looks like a business listing, then it's more logical to click on that.
Yeah, and even Google shows that the map pack, when you look at a Google search result now, the first 3 are ads, the second 3 is the map, right? And the rest is organic,
Okay.
and of course more
Right.
ads at the bottom. Google even shows that between 60 and 80% of the searchers will click on the map pack. So even Google says you should do it. I mean, they're promoting you to do something free. So
Yeah.
it's kind of a no-brainer. Do something free.
Yeah. No, that's great. I mean, it's a win-win because they're obviously serving the searching public.
Mm-hmm.
And as a business owner, you're going to be able to get more business from that without needing to spend money, or at least a lot of it. So I know that you have a new book out that covers all this in detail. I mean, obviously it's awesome for you to share stuff with us too, but if I wanted to get the book, what's it called? What's in it? And where would I get it?
So the book is the Google Business Profile Training Guide. I know it's really creative, but there you have it. The Google Business Profile Training Guide, and it's at maximizeyourgbp.com. And it starts with why, what is it, how to claim it, how to verify it, and then step by step how to maximize it, and then what to do every week. I mean, it takes you through the whole step. And if you as the business owner, you don't have the time to do it all, but you have an assistant or manager or something that can, I also offer SOPs, which are standard operating procedures, that can walk them through doing it correctly.
So they'll learn in the book, they'll learn basically the purpose of setting it up, the steps to set it up, pretty much everything that they need. So if they
Right,
went through the book,
screenshots and everything, yeah.
so they'd be able to set everything up and get their business optimized in that way regarding, or in terms of Google. So, okay, that's awesome. And if if you could only give one tip, I know we've obviously talked a lot about the Google Business Profile and such, and it may just be that. But if it was one tip that you could give any entrepreneur in any business out there, from your experience based on your years as an entrepreneur as well, if they were starting a business or maybe they already started one, they were trying to grow it, what would your advice be? Is there one tip that you think, when you think back through your experience, that really sort of pops out?
If it was any business, I'd say jump in, don't hesitate, do whatever free marketing is out there. Do you remember in the 80s when guerrilla marketing was the thing? So
Yeah.
now we have Google Business Profile, we have Facebook, we have Instagram. Just do something regularly. You will see eventually it will come back. But if you're a local business, absolutely stop the presses. Make sure your Google Business Profile is taken care of. That will send you money faster than paid ads in many instances.
That's great. I mean, I know in my experience with paid ads, and I don't have a lot of it, but most of the stuff that I've done has been based on affiliate marketing models. But with paid ads, my experience has been, particularly with the other platforms, I haven't used Google too much, but with the other platforms, they tend to be mature enough at this point that if you don't have a pretty sophisticated funnel on the back end, it's really hard to run ads and be able to profit on the front end of it. So anything that you can get for free, anything that you can get at a cost effective sort of price point or whatever, obviously makes a lot of sense, because it's very easy for people to get excited about the idea of ads because of how fast they can act. You know that, oh, I don't want to spend the time on SEO or this other stuff, it's slow. But when you put an ad online, yes, you can start getting traffic right away, but you can also burn through your budget right away.
True.
If you don't have experience or know what you're doing. So, so where else can people find you? If they wanted more information, if they want to connect with you, do you have social media profiles? Are there other places that they can find you?
Yes, I can be found on LinkedIn. I'm pretty much on LinkedIn every day. That's the best place to reach out to me.
Awesome. So with that, it's just about time to wrap things up. I want to thank you again, Marilyn, so much for sharing all your insights and great tips with us. Again, you can go to maximizeyourgbp.com to get her book that teaches you how to maximize your visibility and lead generation with Google so you can grow your business. Any other last thoughts for everybody? Any other questions? Any other ideas?
No, just DM me on LinkedIn if you have any questions. And no, good luck. Get in there and get your Google Business Profile set up.
That's awesome. Thanks so much for joining us. And as always, remember, no matter what you want for your business and your life, don't compromise, optYOUmize.
Thank you.